Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday afternoon. We had another fantastic day again today. This is just getting to be kind of crazy, but I just wanted to do a quick recap, show you how we trade the Anchored LRC as well as many other strategies. We trade pullbacks along with the Anchored LRC. We use Anchored LRC to give us targets and amazing trade pullback trades. It's just, if you're not using it, you need to be. It's incredible. So I'm gonna get right in today's recap. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'll try to get this knocked out really quick. I did over 1,000 today. I probably should have had around 3,000. So poor execution, or I held some a little longer than I should have, so I gave back too much. I did take a bad trade early in the morning, but and I paid for it. Yeah, I was at a loss at about $600 or so. However, I made that back on the next trade, and I made back the 600 plus another 256, and that'll be my first trade that I show you. That's one thing that's amazing about this strategy is, if you trade it properly. I did mess up in my first one, and I'll show you what I did wrong. And it's just one of those things as a trader. Even though I know it, I still make the mistake sometimes. So it is what it is. It's one of those things I have to work on and stay disciplined and not just hop in. And I think that's part of what happened this morning. I was expecting a pretty big move, and it's not real smart to really try to have a bias and think that that's what's going to happen. You need to trade the rule and get confirmation. So what I did early this morning was I got into a Tesla calls, and I got into Tesla calls right at, let me open up that is not it. That is not it. I have it marked out where I got in. Okay. So, okay, I'll just slide this over here too and show you guys. So, let me try to zoom in on it. So my first entry was right here, and of course this was bad, right? This is just, it's crazy. I wanted to get in early because I wanted to try to hop in to a I wanted to hop into a I wanted to catch it before it ran, right? So at 9:34, literally next candle, couple candles after the market opened, 9:37, I sold six for a loss. So I had a pretty decent loss right there. I did get in six more. I added eight on this. I was expecting a pretty heavy move. I did get it right at the bottom, so I got it at 444. I sold for only 447, but with these two together, that was a pretty good amount. Um, and I held. What's interesting is if I hadn't sold the five, I would have had a ton of money because I had three, right? And I held those three. I sold one all the way up here, second one here, and then perfect sell was here. That's typically what I try to do on the second red, and I'll show you that on the live screen. But first one 934, 937. Um, so let's get into it over here. Look at where I bought. So 934, and this is what got me, was this candle, guys. It went above. I did not wait for the close. Please, please, please. I was trying to take a breakout move, and it should be lesson learned by now, right? As soon as this went up, I bought. Well, I marketed in, and apparently, I mean, obviously, I got right at the very top of this purchase. So, if you look at the other side, the 444 was literally the top of this wick. So I got, the market order went through right there. I held it, and I decided to go ahead and get out on. It came all the way back down, closed below my 200 EMA. That was a out. Uh-oh. Then it started going back down. I think I ended up selling because it stayed red, I believe like all the way to here. And I was like, nope, I'm going to get out. At that point, I was down $600, which was kind of wild, but I was down $600 on it was this trade right here. And so that was kind of a bummer starting out the day. And so I waited for the next setup, and man, was it a beauty. I got this move here. I did not get into this. I wanted to wait. I saw this come up and hit the 290 pretty hard, came down, and the reason I got in here, which was a touch bit risky as well. The time was what, 9:39? No, was it this one? Oh, it was this one. 9:39. Let me see when I got in. Okay, yep. So I got in here um, on it had to be this candle. So I got in when this candle closed. I got in above this candle. That's typically the setup that I trade. Oh, I know. I remember now. So let me back up. This 290, I didn't have it on my chart. I had it in my technical analysis in the channel, but I forgot to put it on my chart. And so when this came up, it hit my red LRC. I wasn't expecting it to reject, but if I knew that that was the 290, I would have taken profit here. I was up pretty good just on that one move up. It was pretty significant. However, I held, and when it came back down, well, on this one, I could have taken profit here. It came back down. I then, let's see, I sold this one for, actually, I did take two off. I took two off right here, so I take that back. It went here. I got in six. I took two off on this candle, and then on this candle, it just wasn't looking good. And so I went ahead and what I did is I de-risked. I was just watching other things in the market, so I de-risked five, um, which was kind of crazy because at this point I had I'm actually telling the story completely wrong. So I got in here for six. I added two. I did not scale out. I added two. I'm using the wrong word. Sorry, I'm tired. I got in here. I added two on this push up off of this candle, or this push up back up here. I got in two. I then, um, I then on this candle, I took five off, and I actually got in two right at the bottom. When this pushed back up here, I decided, hey, this is going to be my stop out. So I added two on this trade. So at this point, I had eight contracts. I sold five and held three. So I sold five here, and I think I only locked in like, I don't know, maybe $200. But I held it, held it, held it. It never went below and stayed. It never closed twice below my 20 EMA. It closed below it once, went back up green, closed below it twice, went back up green. So I just held and held and held and held and held. And at um, 10:03, where we at? 10:03, I scaled out, which would have been right here on this big push here. I took one off, and then I held to 10:06 right here. I sold another one. I didn't hold this for long, and then I exited here. I shouldn't have exited, but and in reality, the pullback to here would have taken me down a bunch. But I really should have. I probably should have got back in this, right? Because the way I typically trade is I run the 20 EMA. I use it as my trend, right, to keep me in for longer gains, better gains. Um, so I typically exit on a red. I wait for a push down, push up, and then get in on the second green above this. And this would have been a perfect entry. You could have got out here as well and then got back in there. However, you're pretty close to the 20, so you would be giving back your profit. But in this case, that's probably worth the risk. The only thing that you're risking, right, is you don't ever know if nobody knows, right, if this is going to come down, and keep coming down through the 20 EMA. So that's why you have to be careful. You wait. The most important thing you want to look for is wicks, push-ups. You'll see the price come down to it. It all of a sudden buys up, and you're left with a wick below. That basically tells me this is going to continue every single time. You can watch that all day, every day. It's quite an easy way to trade. You could literally trade. And another thing that gives you confidence here is look at this yellow LRC. You came up, you tested it, pushed up, came down, stopped on it, came back up, closed above it, pushed up off of it. That's your entry right there. Bam. Same thing with the green. You have a little hesitation. You break above. You could enter here. This is a long LRC, and then we had this consolidation for a good part of the day. But that's how I traded Tesla today. It was a this was a mess in the first thing in the morning. Excuse me. I should have waited. I got in way too early. So, and the other problem was I did not have the 290 on my chart. So once I had already got in this trade and then realized that 290 was a level, and I'm like, oh, that's why this happened to me. I would have most likely taken all off right here or scaled out heavy, wait to see if it's going to get through it, and then get back in like right here. So I didn't do that, and it cost me. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and that's the way it works, right? Every single time we break our rules, or I break my rules, almost every single time I lose money. So I got into a couple more trades. I thought I took another one, but I do have an MSTR. I thought I took an MSTR. I don't see it, but I guess I thought I had a small profit on an MSTR trade. So anyway, SMCI. Let's see what I did there. I don't know why I'm so tired, guys. All right, SMCI. I'll just walk through it with you. So SMCI, my first entry, I had a couple. I entered, exited, and then entered and exited again. So I entered pretty heavy on SMCI, and that was right around 10:30-ish. Oh, perfect. It was right here. And this is what I was saying. The pullback trades are incredible. When you're trading this strategy. So I actually got into the trade right here. Price came back down to the 20 EMA, pushed up off, and I entered right here, guys. I took the trade. I actually entered 20 contracts because I was like, okay, this looks really good. It looks really strong. I like these pullbacks like this. And when you get this is what I mean by trading price action. Look at this. This is just like telling you this is going to continue. Can it go down? Sure, but typically you don't get this type of candle when it's going to go below the 20 EMA. So when you have a pullback like this, let's just say hypothetically you had got in on this trade right here, which would have been the perfect area to get in. You trade this, you could have added right here too. That would have been an add because look, you got the test of the 20 again. You add there. If you traded this all the way up, you exit here. That is a banger of a trade, right? Easy. That's what you look for right here. You come down, you retest, you got your cyan here, you see the consolidation there, you notice you get above, you push back up, you get another push, boom, gone. It's very easy to see. It's not that difficult. Exit here, and then you could have re-entered here. Since I was in the other trades, I didn't catch this, but this would have been an excellent trade to get. Anyway, I entered here. I took profit. I scaled out some on this big push because I was in 20. I took 10 off because I was like, okay, I want to lock in some profit. I scaled off a couple more candles. Okay, I scaled off another on this candle here, 6 more. So at this time I had 4. I came to here. I took 2 off here, and then as this started turning red and going down, I took the other 2. So I finally got out right here. I wasn't going to let it go back too far, and especially drop all the way through. Of course, it stopped, hit the 20 EMA like it does, pushed up. You could have entered here, came down, see if you get 2 consecutive reds. You don't. Not 2 consecutive reds. Ride this thing all the way to right there. 2 consecutive reds. You exit. Simple stuff. Simple stuff. Very, very easy to trade the system. The LRC has just been absolutely phenomenal. I did get a couple SPX trades. I'm not going to go over those, but I do want to go over a couple trades today that I wanted to show you how. This is one I called out, and I didn't get in it. I wish I had. But the LRC strategy and the 20 daily SMA is just incredible. The Anchored LRC, I had this set at the 1 deviation to start the day. This one allows me to, I added a multiplier. So it allows me to change the multiple of these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you go and get the indicator, I think it comes with like 1, 2.52, 3.43, 3.54, 4.5. I got rid of the 0.5s and just went to whole numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I created it, I had ChatGPT help me with the creation, and for whatever reason, it decided to put the 0.5s. So I got rid of the 0.5s. They actually work really well with some stocks, so they are viable. But I really don't. I find that the whole numbers are working way better for me using this strategy. So today I called out this a couple strategies, or a couple trades, I mean, that were just absolutely incredible. This one, I missed it. I saw the push down to the cyan, little consolidation, push up, didn't close, pushed up, closed. Entry was right here. This candle, easy. Came down, wick back up, pushed up strong off that. Could have scaled out on this one because of that price action right here. Got the next candle, could have added back in if you wanted to. Push back up, scale out. You could have exited all on that red, entered right back in on another contract or set of contracts. Scale out here, and you wouldn't have had to exit. You didn't get 2 reds, or over here. Then you get your 2 reds, you exit. Super, 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 super simple. There's quite a few stocks out there that all we have to do is watch the LRC. Like look at AMD, and especially the yellow on the 1 deviation, or I'm sorry, the 1 multiplier. This would be the actual actually it's the 2 deviation. So this is the 1. Red becomes the 2 when you change the multiplier by 2. So I don't want to confuse you guys, but that's just how it works. But when I have it on 1, the standard setting, yellow has just been phenomenal. You can literally take trades just off of the yellow LRC, wait for a pullback, you get a push up, and you enter. Every single time. It's like it's so many stocks. It's just truly incredible. I didn't even look at AVGO today, so I'm curious. Ew, ugly, but still could have done pretty decent. I probably wouldn't have entered until like right here. That one may not have went very far, but this would have been the entry right here. You get your push up over the LRC, and then this a little gap up. That's a definite entry for me, and that would have been a great trade. Of course, we had a lot of stocks moving up today. ARM was crazy good. I totally missed ARM. I hope you guys got it. It looks like it came back down a good bit, but not all the way back. Look at that. There was just no reason to get out. It just smoked all morning till like 10 o'clock. So you had about 30 minutes of just nonstop grind. And so what can you say? There's nothing you can say about that. You just get in it, you hold, and you exit on your two reds and call it a day, right? Baba had some okay moves. Not I guess at the end of the day, it actually had some pretty decent moves. When we were trying to trade it, it was above the 98, 99.8. Um, and we also had, I don't show it on this chart, but I had the 20 daily SMA was right here. So that's what was stopping it. It finally went above, broke below, and this is when you would take that trade. If you have a 20 EMA, and it shows resistance like it did here, here, and here, and then you have a move up, a failure off your LRC, a move back down, consolidation, comes back down to the other LRC, pushes up through that, through the 20. This would be your entry right here. Boom, that candle, bam. And just beautiful. I probably would not, obviously, I wouldn't take this to the close. I would take this as soon as it went below either the low of this candle or below the blue. I would just exit and then just wait for another setup because you don't really have to wait and get the whole grind. Sometimes DTE, if you're in zero DTE, will really take you out if you're trading SPX, or any other stock that you're zero DTE. So it's really better just to take your profit here, wait, get in a whole nother option chain, buy back in, get out, and the rest is history. It's all pretty simple stuff. Um, let's see, what else do I have? I think that's about it. So I said I was going to make it short. I'm going to go ahead and call it. And I know that we had a pretty decent day with NVIDIA too. Look at NVIDIA coming down to the yellow, gets close to it. Now, it doesn't have to touch it. So don't, when you're like, oh, it's not at, no, you don't have to touch it. You just have to see that this area right here is giving you some sort of either support or it's giving you some resistance. That's what you need to key in on. A lot of times when you move above the LRC lines, like this, and then you fail them, just go ahead and get out. You may get another candle and go up. If you do, just hop back in with another option chain. But save your capital, save your profits, put them away, and then get back in. And then guess what? You're a hero because if this keeps going down, then you're like, oh man, by the time you got out, you gave back a lot of money. But if you get out right here, man, you locked all this profit in and you're sitting good. And so just some way to a way to look at trading. I know a lot of people like to hold it longer, but in my opinion it's not a bad idea. Just go ahead and lock your profit away and then move on and wait for another really good setup. You get setups all day long. It doesn't even matter what stock it is. It's just incredible. Let me go check like something like Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin, I'm sure. Okay, so a stock like Bitcoin is where the deviation would come in, right? So I'm gonna go to 3 and yeah, there we go. Look at that. Check that out, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Number one, how gorgeous is this, right? What are we looking at here? We're just looking at easy trading. When you see this, get excited. Honestly, get excited. Because guess what? When it breaks right here, when it breaks that high, that's your entry. Right there is your entry. And if you take that entry as soon as it breaks that line, you could wait for the close if you want to be a little more conservative, and have a little bit more confirmation that you're going to go. Wait for close and then take the next green above. For me, I like to just get right in at the box level, the top of the box, the consolidation area. The reason for that is I just want to have a really tight risk, and then I just wait. If it comes back in the box and closes, sometimes I'll just exit right away. If it comes back in, and say it closes in, but you had a wick that balled up and you closed in, you got to be smart. pay attention to price action. If you see buyers pushing it back out of the box and it just doesn't quite make it out of the box, that's fine. Hold until you get a candle closing down, unless it starts going way down, then exit and save your capital. But this is exactly where you'd want to enter. You trade up, you could actually scale here, scale out here, or use the red LRC as your exit. No close below, stay in. Red LRC as your exit. You got one close, one went back up. Green LRC, one close, second red below, exit. Simple stuff. And it truly is simple. So anyway, guys, I am going to call it a night. I do want to just let you know that we do have a fantastic community. If you're interested, you can come and join our Discord. We have a non-member section and we have a member section. Our non-member section is actually starting to grow a little bit, which is kind of nice. We will I go down there. I'm going to try to do it every Wednesday, a free live trading, so everybody can trade together in a voice channel. I don't show my trades live when I'm trading, but I do call out my trades, and everybody helps each other. People will call out in the community what they see. You can ask, hey, what do you think about this, whatever, and everything's right then and there. It's live. It's quite awesome. We have a great time. That's actually how we trade in my members group every single day. So if you're interested, come on by, come in and say hey. If you have any questions, come in and ask. You're welcome to leave a comment on the YouTube or the Rumble. That's where I leave my videos. I will have a link to my Discord in the description down below. And I hope you guys have a blessed evening, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.